Hello, everybody, and I'm sorry that I am late. It is 8:03, I guess. I apologize about that. Somebody had the TV rewound and made me late. I thought it was 5 minutes before. But hi, everybody, and I'll wait for some viewers to come on. Let me see what's going on here. Just make sure that I am online here. And how's it going, everybody? I am online now, and it's 8:04. And as discussed a couple nights ago, today is the night that we're going to be doing some Q&A regarding either astrophotography or visual observations. It's hi, Eswin, how you doing? It's just going to be interesting to see, and I'm actually, since nobody's kind of watching, we'll wait to see what's going on. But we're doing some astrophotography tonight, and I got stars already. Oh, that's good. I'm wondering how the wind is doing outside. But if anybody has any questions, I'll be online for the next 55 minutes. And as when you're the only one out there, so I guess nobody's watching me. But for the time being, I could share my screen, and we got 3 people on. All right, we could share my screen a little bit, and we could share it. And right now, I'm just taking a look at SharpCap, and I'm going to be doing some polar aligning. So I just want to see how it is. And let's see, somebody's texting me. How's it going, everybody? So today, again, if you are inclined to ask any questions, feel free. You can do so in the chat box. And if you are so inclined, you're more than welcome, and I'll share it in the chat on Facebook and on YouTube. I could give you a link, and if you want to come online, I'll give the link right now, and you could ask your questions live. So that is the link for the YouTube viewers. And if you didn't get it on Facebook, let me know, and I could send it on Facebook. If you want it, just let me know. But right now, I'm just kind of taking a look at a couple of things and doing some polar aligning and see what's going on. And I'm getting text messages too from people. And all right. So let's see, next, and we'll move the scope, and 4, and not tracking, we'll move it a little bit. So right now I'm just rotating the scope, and we'll see how good my polar alignment lasted. And it's fair. It's fair. I don't know why it's fair. I was messing around with it a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some changes real quick. So don't go anywhere. And you may lose the video feed for a second because I'm going to be using my laptop. So how's everybody going? And if you have any questions, just feel free to ask them in the chat box, or you could hit the link on YouTube, and you could. I can't post messages to Facebook. All right, so this is a new thing. So if you have any questions regarding either astrophotography, basic questions, or any questions on visual, or just setting up or aligning your scope or anything like that, I'm here to answer your questions. So feel free to ask away. And I just cut the stream off, and I'll just shut the stream off. So I'm going to be back in 1 second. I'm just doing some. Can I? There. Polar. I'll just do it here. Polar aligning. And I can't do a text message. So yeah. So again, I'm just here to answer any questions on anything. We got some more people coming on. And one of the things I'd like to talk about real quick before I even get into polar alignment, since it's not really that dark out yet. One of the main things I think is, and let's talk a little bit about visual observing right now. And basically aligning your go-to telescope is some people have a lot of problems with. So I just want to talk a little bit about that for a second. And basically, if you have, let's say, a Celestron Nexstar SE, either an 8 or 9.25 or whatever it is, you need to know 2 stars in order to pull. And now you don't need to do it. You could do something that's called the Skyline, which will pick the stars for you. But in my experience, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time, it's a real safe way to do it is the 2-star alignment on there. So it's real important to kind of do that and make sure you're on the right star. So the first thing that I like to tell people to do when I'm teaching people, and I do astronomy, astrophotography, and visual observation classes, that when you're doing your alignment, what a lot of people do is they take their widest power eyepiece. So if that you came with a 25 millimeter, you use that, and then you hit enter and align, move on to the next star. And I tell people, you know what? Well, how are your go-tos? And they're off a little bit. They're off a little bit. Okay, so here's a little twist and trick on how to do something that may improve your go-tos when you're doing visual astronomy. So when you do your alignment and you're using it and you're centering a star in your eyepiece, start with your lowest power eyepiece, just like we discussed before. And then as you go, don't hit enter and align yet. Go to your next power eyepiece and get more power. And then get it in the center again. And then if you're so inclined, feel free to get your next power eyepiece. So every highest power eyepiece that you could get, and you could still get that star in the center, put that star in the center in your highest power eyepiece, hit enter and align, and then do the same process for the second star. The reason being, the more magnification that you have, the less of an error you'll have in like your lower power eyepiece. So if you know it's going to be in the center of your highest power eyepiece, it's definitely going to be in the field of view of your lower power eyepieces, because you have a wider field of view because of less magnification. So that's one of the ways that you could do that to improve your go-to capability as far as visual astronomy is concerned. So it's just a little trick. Another thing, as far as visual astronomy is concerned, what a lot of people do, and when I see beginners doing visual observations, and they go to an object and they see it and you get the oh wow effect, and oh that's so cool, and then they move directly onto another object, and that's a little bit of a mistake. Number one, the more you see and the more you look through your eyepiece, the more you're going to see as your eye gets accustomed to not only the darkness of what you're looking at. And there's something out there called averted vision. And basically, the averted vision technique for observation is basically, excuse me for a second. Let's close the door. I hear noise. But basically, what it is, so in your eye, you have things that are called rods and things that are called cones. And I may mess this up, but there are two things. And the way that your eye could kind of see things that are just outside your straight field of view, you can kind of see if you look a little bit to the side, not looking at the object, so letting the rods and the cones kind of look at the side, kind of using your peripheral vision on there to see the object a little bit clearer, make sure it's there. So it's a little trick that astronomers use called, again, averted vision. And you could use that to kind of, I see it, but I don't really see it. Well, try looking a little bit away from it. Keep your eye in the eyepiece, but look to the right or the left or up or down. And you might start to see a little bit more detail that you didn't see before. A lot of people, when you're doing, especially when you're doing observing from your backyard or your house, especially in the wintertime, it's hard sometimes to stay outside, and people run in and outside the house and go to the bathroom, get a cup of coffee, whatever it is. You blow out your dark adaptation of your eyes when you do that. So if you're running in and out, like it's very bright in here. If I was doing observing, I actually have a set, I don't have it right now, but I have a set of red goggles that if I have to go inside, I will put them on my eyes to save my dark adaptation. So if I have to go inside, the best thing is not to go inside, just stay outside and deal with it. But the best thing is to kind of do, so if you have to go inside, you got to go to the bathroom, whatever the case may be, do something to kind of, because it takes 30 to 45 minutes to readjust your eyes to what you were. If you were fully dark adapted before you came inside, now it's going to take about 30 minutes to kind of readapt to your eyes to what you're seeing in the eyepiece. So it's from an observing point of view, stay away from lights. And if you got red goggles, feel free to use them. So we're about 13 minutes in. We got 5 people online. I would say feel free to ask any questions on. And my name's Dan, by the way. I'm the creator of Astro World, and we do live shows on Wednesday evenings with a couple other people. We do have a couple of people. We got a lot of people going on. Hey Jim, how you doing? What's going on? Glad to see you. Glad you made it. But we do a show every Wednesday night, and we'll do another one this Wednesday night. And my buddy Eric, Jason, Scott may be on, Tyler will be on, and Simon, who are the people that come in and out of the show here and there. We don't see a lot of Simon. Simon is in New Zealand, so the time constraints are very, very, very tight. So it's like tomorrow over there at noon right now. So it's like crazy. But yeah, so feel free to come joining us on Wednesday nights, and we talk more about astrophotography, but we're capable of doing all the other stuff too. So feel free to come on down on Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, and join us then. But as I was saying with the dark adaptation, it's really important when you're doing visual astronomy and visual observations to protect that dark adaptation. So stay away from bright lights, stay away from the house, stay away from the bathroom if you can. And if you have to go inside, again, one of the things that you can do is get some red goggles or something. And red, the wavelength of red is a lot longer, so it will help shed the white light away from your eyes. So you won't be perfect, but you'll be okay. Another thing that I see also when people are doing visual astronomy is the alignment of the Finderscope. Now let's talk about the Finderscope. Now the Finderscope is that little scope that you have on top of your telescope that you point it at, and then hopefully that's pointed at what you're seeing in the eyepiece. Now that isn't always the case. A lot of people have a lot of trouble, including myself, aligning a tube finder, like your 8x50, the 9x50, whatever it is. It's a little difficult. You're hitting these knobs and you're doing this up, down, right, left, and you're trying to get in the eyepiece. And so basically, everybody's been moving to red dot finders, which is really, really cool. And you're able to basically have a screen, not a screen, like a glass panel. And on that glass panel shines a laser dot or crosshairs or whatever you have. And you could use that to point at the star. Now, basically, you start on a top of a telephone pole or the top of a tree or something far away, and you get it in the eyepiece first. You get it in the eyepiece, and there's usually 2 adjustments on a red dot finder, where you got one that does up, down, and one that does right, left. And basically, you just get that to point at what you're seeing in the eyepiece. And at that point, you're able to use your Finderscope or red dot finder, or what do they call it, a reticle, that you're able to point that at an object or an area of the sky, and you're able to see that in the eyepiece. Charlie Walsh, you should come on here, Charlie, because I can't. I don't understand why you're not on anymore, because now I'm just doing this. I'm doing this by myself tonight. So it's Charlie. For those of you guys who don't know, Charlie Walsh was the originator of this whole thing with myself, and he took some time off, and he hasn't come back yet. So I hope you come back, man. I would love to do one-on-ones again. But feel free to come back whenever you want. I miss you too, man. It was always a lot of fun doing videos with you, and I need somebody that helps me do videos. Again, so we spoke about Finderscopes. We spoke about aligning the telescope. We spoke about dark adaptation and the averted vision technique for visiting. Hi, Carolina. ¿Cómo está, mami? Yes, for those of you that don't know, I do speak a little bit of Spanish. So let's talk a little bit about astrophotography. A lot of people, I've been saying that a lot, but you know what? There are easy ways to get into astrophotography very simply by using your iPhone and a telescope. Very, very simple. You get something called the NextYZ from then Celestron makes it, and you could put your cell phone on top of it and use it so you're able to, I don't know, people texting me, and you can use it to take astrophotography. And people are doing a lot of really cool stuff with just their cell phone. So, and if you want to take a step further than that, probably something that everybody has in their house, or a lot of people do, a DSLR camera, your regular point and shoot camera that you can take the lens off. You could just throw that with the proper adapters. You could put that on your telescope and take pictures. And it's really, really a good way to get in. And believe it or not, a lot of people out there are doing DSLR astrophotography and getting really, really good results. I know a lot of people that use DSLR photography, and then after that you get an uncooled maybe astronomy camera like a ZWO. You could do ZWO cameras, and after that you get a cooled camera where you realize that my pictures aren't as good as what I want them to be, so I need to take things called darks and flats and hey Mitch, how you doing? You better have a heavy duty focuser for that. Yeah, that is true. You cannot, let's say, and that's a good point, Charlie. You cannot, not that you can't, but you shouldn't put a DSLR camera on, let's say, a telescope that has a dinky focuser on it, and then all of a sudden the camera falls out the back. You don't want to do that. Make sure that ask your local either telescope guy or me or anybody that if it's a good idea to attach that camera to that telescope, because I've seen people break stuff pretty quickly that basically put a heavy like a Canon 6D on a Nexstar 130 SLT, which is a go-to telescope, but the focuser is not strong enough to handle, let's say, the heavy weight of the DSLR. Yeah, Mitch, absolutely. The focuser does matter more than the camera. Absolutely. You could get, as long as you can't fix fuzzy photos. I mean, you can, but they won't look good. Garbage in, garbage out. So if you can't get your stars in shape and into focus, and all you're going to have is a garbage picture, and that's something you don't want. I saw Tarek come across. Hi, Tarek. How you doing? Good to see you, buddy. Tarek's a longtime follower and hangout, or same thing with Mitch. Mitch, good to see you. Mitch has been on the show. So he makes a good point, Mitch, that you can fix camera defects in post-processing. And we could talk about that on another show. But again, this is definitely a beginner or a novice type show. Not really. If nobody has any questions, we'll just do any questions we want to answer. So that's fine. But the focuser does matter a lot more. If you can't get accurate focus on your pictures, it's going to be a mess. So which focuser? Mitch, I know who you are. Come on. I see a picture on there. Hi, Mark. How you doing? Tarek, maybe you could explain the question. Which focuser that is not feather touch nor moonlight? So are you asking me what other focusers are out there? Or, I mean, I don't know. I don't understand the question. So if you can elaborate on that, I'd be happy to answer that. Sorry, Mitch. Yes, that is Mr. Alan Mitchell. He is if you haven't seen his stuff, go on his YouTube channel. He has got a wonderful setup, and he takes some great photos, and he has some great rigs, and he has a lot of wealth of information. So go check out his YouTube page on there, and you can get a lot of information on there. Mark Ellis is out there. I guess Billy. Who's Billy? Billy somebody. But yeah, so let's see. I'm getting text messages from people. The autofocus is not coming on. That's something else. I'm on TV. I can't answer the question right now. I had a gentleman that I was doing a class with. You want to know? I'll show you which one I got. There you go. That's going on my next one. That's for my 120 Esprit if I ever get it. So that's all set and ready to go. And that's by Prima Luce Lab, the maker of the Eagle. I love my moonlight. I have a moonlight outside right now, and I'm going to be doing some polar alignment in a little bit. And I'm going to try and get some RGB stars for my horsehead data. I'm sorry. Yeah, buy for a refract. Okay. So that scope is for my refractor. So I don't have a Newt. I probably won't get a Newt because I'm just, I'm too lazy to do all that with, spikes and stuff. I don't know. Even though you get a faster picture, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you don't need dual speed. That'd work. And I'm on show. But yeah, so the moonlight. I got my moonlight on the back. I got the moonlight 2.5-inch CFL on my 80 Esprit. So I have that. Make a robot focus. Mark, you'll try anything though. So you got to sit there and understand that you just keep on getting toys. So you know what? RCs are really, really nice if you get it running though. The Sesto Senso, yes, Sesto Senso. Not as accurate as the Asados, but I mean, I think it's 0.7. What is it? I forgot. I got a brain fart here. Man, what's the word? I think it's 0.7, whatever it is per step, as opposed to 0.4 on the Asado. And I'm just having a brain fart right now. But yeah, you get for the nude. I don't see why. Microns, thank you, Mark, for my brain fart. It's been a long day already. So yeah, I mean, you know, the Pegasus isn't bad if you have the focus cube. That's not bad. Although I did have a problem the other night with the focuser, with the ASCOM drivers. I did have an issue. I was showing a student that I'm teaching on, and with the Pegasus autofocuser, for whatever reason, when you pressed the setup button on Sequence Generator Pro, the ASCOM driver setup page would pop up, and it would populate the Pegasus focuser for a second, and then it would go away, and it wouldn't connect at all. It was quite, for whatever reason, I was able to get it connected by holding down the button long enough that it just stayed there, and I was able to kind of get it to stay there. So I thought that was interesting. I got a question on here about him right now, regarding yes, I know. Well, don't you have the Nightcrawler, Mark? I mean, I think you have the Nightcrawler. You have an Asado too? So yeah, so all right, so for as far as astrophotography is concerned, I did have that issue, and we were able to get it. Now he's having the same problem. I don't know. We'll see what happens. 2 night crawlers and a Sesto Senso 2. Man, I could deal with software control PC. I like the challenge, but I have to get the device. But yeah, so it was very, very weird, though. A very, very weird error. And as a matter of fact, I want to see if I can get onto my telescope again. Let's see what we got going on. And we have a really bad polar alignment error. So if you guys could give me a second, I'm going to go polar align real quick, and then maybe we can show some before it falls behind a tree. Maybe I can get my horse head real quick, because I just want to check this out real quick. So give me a second, guys. If anybody comes on, tell them where I went. I'll be back in 1 second. All right, I'm back. So I'm back, and we'll get the telescope back online so we can take a look and see if you guys want to hang out with me and look and see what I'm doing. And I'll share my screen. And so there's my polar alignment. So I did it really quick, so I could get a lot better than that. But I think that's good for now. Why do I not see? Look at that. All right, so we're going to have to kind of... Yay, I'm back. And we're just checking out real quick. And it's a little windy outside, so I mean, it's like kind of weird. And we're going to close Sharp Cap out. And we'll get Sequence Generator Pro up. We'll minimize this guy. And then I'm going to try and get some real quick horsehead stuff and see if I can get anything going on. Because I really want to get this done before it goes away. And until I start. There we go. And we'll see what happens. Okay. Okay, so the polar alignment. You really need to take a look at your dark threshold and the size of your stars. So double check. That's not true. Double check and your settings on the polar alignment and make sure that it's able to see it. It's got to see stars. So I mean, it's definitely got to see stars. If it doesn't see stars, then you're never going to get a polar alignment. And look at that. Is that really? It's already in front of the trees. You got to be kidding me. I guess I'm going to have to wait till next year. We'll see. I think I'm already in front of the trees. Which triplet are you getting, Tarek? And I'm just focusing along through a tree. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so you definitely have an issue with your settings. Sure, yeah, Mitch. I'll take a look at I just need RGB color stars. I got plenty of H alpha, so I just want to put RGB stars behind the H alpha and see what we get. But because this is not cool, not cool. All right, well, I'm taking requests, guys. So I'm taking requests for objects. So whatever you guys want to do. I got a one-shot color. I got a 294 MC on there on the 80 millimeter Esprit, and I'm able to take requests for objects. So we'll abort this guy because that's just going to be a mess. Yes. All right. Well, look at that. Trees. Trees. You suck. I hate trees. I want to chop that thing down. I want to chop that tree down. Drive me nuts. All right. So let's go back. I've been doing the Leo trio. So let's do that then. And we'll do sequence, Leo trio, get rid of the horse head. And let's see, light, nothing. Light, no, 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 no. Yeah, the owl. Yeah, that's not gonna work for me. That's gonna be a little tiny thing. I'll wait for my 120 for that, and then I'll get it. I'll bag that guy. Filter none. Exposure. It's windy outside, man. I don't know. 2 minutes, and we'll do let's see, 50 of them. Sequence, reset sequence. Run sequence. Delay style. Let's see what we get. I don't know. The jellyfish might be good. Jellyfish might be good. I know I have some data on M65, 66, and the NGC, so I got the trio going. I do have a target made for the jellyfish because I have a lot of data on it already. It's up here. It's one of the first targets I did. Funny thing about the dark shark, I tried to do the dark shark, and I guess I had it all set for narrowband. So here's a twist. Don't do dark nebula and narrowband. It's dark for a reason. And it's just going to be darker if you do it in narrowband. So, all right. So it's focusing. I may have to run outside to do a rotation. But jellyfish definitely is going to be a shot. I'm waiting for my 120. But the 80 looks really good. The jellyfish looks really good in 80. Oh, Tyler, would you stop it? Tyler's back. You just had to come on, didn't you? And we're getting some decent focus. I really like this program, Tyler. I think this is so easy. And once I get OBS hooked up to it, it's going to be even better. But 1 hour, 10-minute exposure. One exposure, Jim? You did a 70-minute exposure? All right, give me a second. I am going to go rotate this bad boy. It's going to kick you off, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm rotated and I am good to go. And we'll get the telescope hooked back up again. And we're resuming the auto guider. What are we doing here? Yeah. Don't worry about that. It's doing the calibration. Are you serious? And it didn't take my time. Oh man, what happened here? It's doing a calibration. That's okay. Turn it a little bright. Ordered a set of Batter LRGB filters about 9 months ago. I forgot about them. They showed up today. Actually, yeah, Tyler, you're right. I am using the ED80, not the Esprit. I forgot. So I am using the Explore Scientific right now. FCD 100 glass, 480 millimeter focal length. So yeah, everything's delayed, Tarek. I mean, I ordered my Skywatcher Esprit October 12th. And I know for those of you guys that watch the show with Tyler and myself and, and Jason and Eric, and sometimes Simon and Jason's little kid does the closing, Abby. And, we're now down to an hour and a half, but it used to be a 3-hour show. But everything is delayed, man. And you know what? Part of the problem was, and we can blame it on COVID, and we can blame it on this kind of stuff. But the whole thing with COVID is that it made the astronomy community grow exponentially. Mark, leave me alone. but it not only did it take the astrophotography community by storm, it also took the observing astronomy group also. So everything got sold out so quick, and nobody could have kept up with this type of demand. Nobody foresaw this kind of thing going on with astronomy, and it's just amazing. And it's a wonderful thing, and I'm all for teaching and helping people. And listen, I'm not a genius. I don't know anything. I know some stuff, but if I don't know, I know all these guys. We got so many different outlets of information. We got Tarek, we got Mark, we got Tyler, we got Eric, we got Jason, we got Simon, we got all these people and outlets that we could have the question answered relatively quickly. So what is going on with my guiding there? Is that even right? What is that going on? No, that's just the beginning. That's nothing. Let me clear that out. It's a little messed up. I don't know. There's a lot of wind going on too, so it's not the cables, man. Dude. There's gusts of wind all over the place. But I don't know. This may not be a good night to be doing this. They said it was going down to 8 miles an hour, and I went outside right now, and it was definitely over 15 miles an hour. So that is not good. But we'll see. And the one thing I can't stand about EDFC, Tyler, be nice. All right, so just with my plate solve, I'm able to see most of the Leo trio. But I have a feeling this is going to be a mess. So it may not be worth it. And guys, it's like if you have a telescope and you got windy nights, I mean 1.3, it's a mess. That graph is crazy looking. That's never like that. It's definitely some stuff going on outside. I'm still better than my seeing in New York because my seeing is garbage. But it looks like I also need to redo the dark library. I'm not sure why it disappeared, because I know why. Why is that on the 120 mini? I'm on the wrong guide scope. See, these are the things that the 178's out there on a Evo guide, and this is a 120 mini on a ZWO mini guide scope. So that is definitely incorrect. That's why the dog frame didn't show up. So let's see how this works out, because it's taking a picture now, and we'll see. Yeah, the you know what? I had the 127 Essentials series, FCD1 glass, and I gotta tell you, even the FCD1 glass is really, really good. If you want to save a couple bucks, the 127 FCD 100, probably gonna try that out eventually, just to see what it's like. I'm familiar with the focal length. I actually used my 127 Essential series to shoot the solar eclipse back in 2017, and it framed it good. I wish I had something a little bit shorter of a focal length, but that's what I had. I was able to fit the whole thing, and let's see what this looks like. All right, well, the stars are still around. All right. Seems good to me. There's a dither. All right. It did come back a little bit. Look at that graph. That's like my EKG after running a marathon, which I don't run. All I want is a scope for. Hey, you get whatever you want, man. I mean, it's you have a bunch of scopes anyway, don't you, Tarek? So all you need, you use HA as your detail filter. Dude, I just told you it's the wrong guide scope and the wrong guide camera. It's just horrible. All right, so you ready? Here we go. We'll fix this. Okay, hold on a second. Stop. Pause sequence. Okay, we'll fix this. Bad graph. I know it's a bad graph. And we'll abort the current sequence. Okay. And go into the control panel. And go into the order guide. Settings. I mean, if any of the other mounts are any indication of the Ioptron stuff, Ioptron's been coming out with some killer mounts. And I can't wait to try the 26. And I can't really tell you. I haven't had a chance to touch it yet. So I'm wondering what it's going to be like. So. Let's stop this. Stop. Clear. And connect. Disconnect. Disconnect. Connect. Connect. There you go. We'll run another calibration real quick. All right, it's moving. All right, let's see what happens. Picked a decent star. Now that I got a dark frame. Yeah, you know what, Mark? I really, really am so used to the, I guess, the Cinta mounts. I've been using them for a long time. I love my Cinta mounts. I know for the most part I like using EQ mod for something that runs my Cinta mount, and I'm just used to it. I like it. I'll probably stay with it. So eventually, what I will do is um, if I do get a permanent place, and if I don't plan on moving anywhere, and I will have a roll-off roof like our buddy Alan has, and we're all very jealous of him. But I will put an EQ8R up there, without a doubt. That's something that's going to be pretty awesome. And right now, we're still just going to go through the recalibration. Let's see if the graph gets a little better using the right chip and the right guide scope. So let's see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see what the big difference is, because everybody saw the graph before. It was a disaster. It looked like I was going through tachycardia or something. You know, I was having a coronary event. But right now it's going through the north. And if this doesn't change it, then it's definitely the wind. But it should make a big difference. Right now the wind is, let's see, windy. Let's see, I use Windy as an app to check the wind. So, and it's also good for a whole bunch of stuff. So, as far as weather, it's got three different satellites that it uses, and it's really, really cool. So let's see, where's Long Island? There we go. And wind gusts of like 20 miles an hour. So that's not good. But we'll see what we get. We're almost done with the north. Well, my tea is pretty nice, man. Yeah, that's what I'm on right now, AZ. I'm on an EQ6R Pro with the 80 millimeter. I have an 80 millimeter Explore Scientific FCD 100 on there. So you're right. You're right, Alan. All right, so let's see. The guiding has started, and let's see what we get. Hopefully it works out a little bit better. And it already looks better. And it's only been 3 iterations right now. So, and I think that's going to work out just fine. I'll take that for now. And we'll go back to here, and we'll resume sequence. And it's running the dither already. So, and we'll get rid of this, and we'll see what happens. You're going to love it, AZ. You're going to love it. If you need any help, feel free to email me at dan@astroworldweb.com, and I'll help you out if you have any issues. Feel free to throw me messages or whatever. I'm gonna be heading offline in a little bit. I gotta do some stuff, but I want to see what's going on here. And first, before I leave you guys, unless you guys want to hang out, I mean, that's up to you. I don't care. I'll stay here all night. What is that? The Evo Star AZ? That Evo Star doublet? And it's taken the first 2-minute shot. So let's see. Yeah, the Evo Star doublet is definitely. I've actually played around with it, and you are going to see such a huge difference with the FCD 100 glass and the triplet. It's going to be like it's like a Hyundai versus a Maserati. I mean, it's really cool. Is Charlie still out there? I don't think he's still out there. He kind of disappeared. Yeah, well, let's see. We got about 72 seconds. Oh, yeah, he's still there. We got about 72 seconds for our next image. Let's double check the guiding real quick. See what we got going on. That's a dither. I'm okay with that. Look at that. I'm fine with that. That's a lot better than than what we saw before, and it kind of makes sense when you look at it. It's a when you're not using the right camera or the right guide scope and using the wrong setup, then you get the graph that you saw before. And now that we have the right camera and the right guide scope on there, and now the guiding is going to be that much better. I mean, and that's with a really, really, really crappy, as far as I'm concerned, polar alignment. This could be a lot better. I believe I'm dithering every frame, if I remember right. If you want, we can look at it real quick. Let me try. What am I doing? I'm in the wrong thing. Dither every frame. Hi, dither. Yep. Yeah, you know what, Tyler? I mean, if I only had the stuff that I needed to put the other one together again. So that is going to be my my job this spring and summer. Is I'm going to have that answer for you, as far as what the difference between the FPL 53 and the FCD 100, because I'll be honest with you, you know what, I don't know. So you know what, this might be a good project to do. I'll do the FCD 100. It's not a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. FPL 53 has been around for a while. FCD 100, it's been around for a while. They're both treated differently. But as far as if it's worth the money to get the FPL 53 over the FCD 100, I don't know. But we'll find out. It's a gimmick. Sky. Let's change this stretch a little bit, get a little darker in here. All right, so 2-minute shot, and I'm able to make out all three galaxies. 1, 2, 3 down here. Stars look good. Let's check the corners. Stars look good. Maybe a little weird over there. Maybe I got some tilt issues. Decent over there. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little elongated. I might have a up tilt issue. I'll have to bring it into Astap. Let's see. Do I have Astap on here? I do. And let's see what it looks like. Yeah, so I got some tilt issue. Not a lot. But I was also at 200%, so I'm not so worried about that 8% tilt issue. Yeah, I got a satellite, it looks like. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you put a color camera fits into the program. That's why. It hasn't been debayered, so. But I'm gonna take some of these pictures, and I'm gonna go and have my cake. I got the. Oh, ordered. Okay. Woo, scared me. I thought you said you got the plate already. But yeah, so this has been I mean, I appreciate the support of you guys, and I don't see any girls, so everybody out there, thank you so much for coming down and hanging out with me for an hour. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go watch my stuff, and maybe on Wednesday night I could show what I got. So I'm gonna take a couple hours because it's gonna get cloudy, I think, and I think I'm gonna bump this up to about 3 minutes. I think I could do 4 minutes maybe. I'm just scared with the wind. Actually, I'll just keep it that way. I don't trust the wind. But thank you so much, and I know everybody on here, as far as I know, knows about our show on Wednesday night. So hopefully, I see everybody then. Thank you so much for coming down. This is the first edition of Astro World Q&A. And thank you so much for coming down, and we'll see you again on Wednesday night. And remember, keep imaging, keep educating, keep having fun, and we'll see you on Wednesday night. Thanks a lot. Oh, well, enjoy your camping, AZ. Maybe you'll bring a telescope and then show us a picture or two. So thanks a lot. Have a good night, guys.